I want to talk about guilt today. It's been coming up a lot. Yes, guilt for me, guilt for my clients, people talking about guilt. And I just think we should just fucking talk about it, right? Like, why do we insist on not talking about things and sweeping them under the carpet? And I think what inspired me to actually turn up and do this live is one of my beautiful people in this tribe that are watching and commenting and interacting and growing and being inspired commented about how they knew, I think it was like a post I did about life balance or some such another. And they commented that they know what they need to do, but they feel guilty about doing it. And it hit me right in the feels, right? Of course, being an empath, I feel all of your comments and what all of you are feeling underneath it. But it really hit me, and I'm like, why do we feel fucking guilty about looking after ourselves? Like, we really do, right? But we feel so guilty about so many things. So I thought, let's just share what we're guilty about so we can actually examine it and look at it. And if I'm honest, I never really talk about guilt. Like, I avoid it in my journal, and it's kind of it's making me feel a little bit uncomfortable talking about it, which is why I'm going to talk about it, right? If I'm feeling uncomfortable about it, damn shooting straight that someone else is feeling guilty about it. So I'm just going to go ahead and say what I'm feeling guilty about. I feel guilty that I am the weight I am, and that I want to be slimmer even. I feel guilty that my business gets to be so easy when some other people make their business so hard. I feel guilty that I get to love my life so damn bad. Like, seriously, my life is so fucking amazing. And then I feel guilty because other people are struggling, and I feel their pain. And then I'm like, well, if you can feel their pain, you should do something about their pain. And then I feel guilty because I don't do something about their pain because I don't want to feel it. I want to live in the sparkly over here. And the real part of me knows that I can't rescue those people, right? Like, us empaths, we are baby bird rescuers from hell. Like, stick your hand up, seriously, if you're a bad baby bird rescuer. I am, right? I'm a recovering baby bird rescuer. You can't rescue baby birds because they're not ready to be rescued. You can give them all the energy you like, and they might get a tiny little bit of growth, but they're going to slip back down because they haven't learned the lessons down there, right? Once they've learned the lessons, then they're ready to actually be worked with and helped. But yes, I still feel guilty about not helping every single person on the planet because I'm committed. Like, I seriously have committed my life to empowering women. Like, there is nothing more that is more important to me. Nothing. So yes, I do feel guilty about not being able to help everyone. I feel guilty about living in such a beautiful place when some other people don't. I feel guilty that I seem to be so much healthier than other people. I feel guilty that I have more energy. I feel guilty that money just like plops into my lap. I feel guilty when I take time out for myself. Like, I only work 2 days a week, right? Even though technically today's the day I'm not working, I still end up working because I love it, right? Doesn't mean that I don't do work on those other days. But I only see clients on 2 days a week, and then I feel guilty about taking time for myself when I have all of this time for myself, when I've created the life. So why do I feel guilty about taking time for myself? I shouldn't. Why do I feel guilty that my husband chooses to work a 40-hour week in a job that he doesn't like? Like, why? Like, it's his choice, right? So why do we feel so guilty? And then when I feel guilty, then I don't take the time for myself. And one of the biggest things, the thing that I'm avoiding, like, I'm rabbiting on because I'm avoiding telling you this, right? But being an empath, working on my energetics is the most important thing. If I don't work on my energetics, I can't show up as my powerful self for my clients, right? So I have to actually do my energetics. Here's the thing that I don't want to say. Maybe I'll just drink my tea so I don't have to. No. I'm going to say it. Are you ready? I feel guilty and sometimes don't do my energetics work, or I put it off and then I spiral out of control because I'm an empath and I haven't processed the feelings that are coming through me. I haven't grounded, I haven't connected to my soul so that I feel truly amazing. And of course, I'd never do this on a day that I work with clients, but sometimes on the days I don't work with my clients, I'm like, oh, I'll do it later. I do the housework first, I walk the dog first, I do this first. And then I spiral so far out of control that I have a meltdown. I'm like, well, that was fucking dumb. Because if I'd done my energetic stuff that I was supposed to be doing, that I'm called to do, that I'm called to teach, right? Then I would have felt okay. And I wouldn't have had a meltdown and put that icky energy out into the world. So why do I resist doing it? Because I feel guilty, not because, yeah, partly because I have the time and I feel guilty about having the time. But mostly why I do it? I don't do it because I feel guilty that I love it so much. How weird and twisted is that? Why do I feel guilty about doing something that I love so much? People don't feel guilty about having sex because they like sex. People, well, sometimes feel guilty about eating food that they enjoy eating, right? But why on earth would you feel guilty about enjoying energetics so much and therefore not do it? Is it that I feel guilty that I am very strange and woo-woo and spiritual and connected in? Like, am I feeling a bit guilty that I'm spending time so connected to self? I don't know what it is, but I feel guilty. But when I do it, I feel amazing afterwards. So I'm talking about the guilt today so that you can all hold me accountable for stopping the guilt, right? And so that you guys can tap into your guilt a little bit. Like, what are you feeling guilty about? That's just crazy. What do you feel guilty about? And what do you choose moving forward? What do you choose instead of the guilt, right? Because it is all about a decision. So I made a commitment to myself that I will, of course, do my messaging first, right? Nothing's more important than messaging. So I wake up, I connect to soul, I do my messaging, and then I do my energetics. There is just no other way that I'm prepared to do my life from now on. I commit to that for myself and for my tribe, right? Because if I'm not my beautiful, sparkly self, then how am I going to help them to become their beautiful, sparkly self as well? So I make a commitment to myself to no longer feel guilty about spending time doing it. Because here's the truth, and here's the truth for you. When you spend time relaxing, you are not wasting time. You are making your energy beautiful and sparkling, which will make your business even better. And we know that, but still we resist it. So today, I encourage you to let go of your guilt and have a fabulous day forward. And remember, together we shall rise. If you want to dig into some of this deep shit and journaling and do magical manifestations and crazy ass energetics with me that will grow your business, I have something called the Magical Millionaire membership. Super, super cheap, right? It's the lowest cost thing that I do because it's super magical and I want so many people in it. Go and have an explore it on my website, empowermentempires.com, or you can find me through michellebusinesscoach.com, either of those. And yeah, have a fabulous day forward. I really, really want you to let go of guilt. Have a fabulous day.